all, would like to thank Dept sir for giving this session. When no one hears our voice Ranjani has made tremendous effort to coordinate with parents to present here. Thank you, Ranjani. And special thanks to all the students who come forward to do research on our kids' problem. 9 years ago, as like every couple, my husband and I were extremely happy when we heard the loud cry of a newborn. As like any father, he was very proud that he was blessed with a baby girl. And he said, "Oh, wow, even the cry of my child is so sweet. She's definitely going to speak like music. Let's name her Sruthi, meaning a musical note." We enjoy her developmental milestones. We became babies and crawled along with her, babble, jump, did everything. At the age of 2, we observed there was a setback in her development. She did not have a good eye contact. There was no proper response when her name was called. And she did an inappropriate play with the toys. Also, she showed very least interest to interact with the kids. Something hit us. We thought, let's take her to the pediatrician. He shocked us saying that the child is special and diagnosed with autism and ADHD. My husband and I were broken that day. Our dreams shattered in front of our eyes. I'm a person who don't cry for problems. I think, what next? But being puzzled with that diagnosis, with no clue of what next. That day, outside the hospital, along the roadside, with the reports in our hand, I cried. That was the day I cried the most in my life until today. Gradually we made up our mind and started looking for solutions. We didn't know what to do. We went for the appointments, a tiresome journey. Appointments with the psychologists, psychotherapists, neurologists, ENT, occupational therapy, speech therapy, whatnot. Initially we thought autism is just a disease and we can cure it with some professional help. But it took years to understand that it's a long-term process, even a lifetime. In our journey of understanding our kid, we have made many mistakes. We have failed in many things, but we have learned few corrective steps. Many of the parents will be able to relate their experience with us. Not all maybe. This is just my journey and I wish to share with you all. No one size fits all. Please understand that. Difficulty in expressing. These children find very difficult to express even their basic needs. Until the age of 6 to 7 years, my child doesn't know to express the need for hunger, thirst, pain, even the nature's call. She used to bed. She throws time for everything. She pulls her hand and takes me to the kitchen, but never asks for food. She used to starve. I used to expect at least even a single day that she asked me for her food. But the method that worked very good was, I used to keep her favorite food or the fruit in a transparent container. Keep it in a place out of reach for her, but under her vision. Only if she asks verbally, she'll be offered that food. Maybe let's start with a single word like give me pomegranate. That introduced and that increased her speech. Next comes the sitting tolerance. These children are very energetic and they never sit in a place. They can't settle them very easily. My child doesn't sit even for 10 minutes altogether. Now, she's going to a mainstream school and sits for 5 to 6 hours. Free play and sports are the key things that helped her to come out of this and help in sitting tolerance. We made her to play for 2 to 3 hours a day. And adding to this, we introduced coloring, having fun items, fun games like snake and ladder, ludo, carom. It should be a group game. And story reading. Once I introduced reading, I felt that she started developing love towards it and started to sit and read. Writing came the next. She started seeing to the pictures and that helped her to maintain, to increase the sitting tolerance. The very important thing is involving them in household works that many of us won't do. 30 years back, we all would have helped our mothers. Now that is becoming one of the major problems that we don't involve our kids in our day-to-day household works. If that is done, most of the therapy centers won't be needed for many children. I'm not saying for everyone. There are different conditions. Therapies. For many parents, therapies would have helped a lot, but it was not in my case. Soon after the diagnosis, we were directed to undertake an occupational therapy. The room would have a closed room setup and we won't be allowed to enter it. Initially, we did it very seriously. Later, I realized I wasn't connected well with my child. Somewhere, the strings of understanding was broken. When we approached them and requested to be with the child, we were denied. I didn't want to blindly follow their instructions and make my child a testing run. Then on, I decided, let me knock the door, but there is no transparency. Every therapy centers had the motto, push, push, push the child. I want my child to understand and undergo every stage of her life and blossom naturally. Let her find the joy out of it. I would like to share a very bitter experience. One of the senior therapists moved out of the country. And she insisted us to take the therapies through Skype calls. Occupational therapy through Skype calls? We were inconvenienced. When we were reluctant, she said, this word still rings in my mind. She said, just think that you are dropping your money in a temple's hullion and transfer the amount every month. That day I decided, let me not enter into any therapist. It gave my 5 months of therapy journey came to an end. Hence we involved her in doing activities at home. That helped her to make the therapies more better. It served as a therapy. Like making the bed. Every day morning, that's all we do it together in the family. We make the bed. I take the pillow, one take the mat, one does the bed sheet, and we make the bed. From that first step, we teach her, this is how a life has to be. You do the things at your home, then you will get more confidence and you can step out. Folding clothes. She helps. Now she does it on her own. She even folds my cloth. Dupettas, her father's shirts, pants. She does it. It's not like just giving them the work. It's involving them in our day-to-day activities. Buttoning the shirt. Please take a note if it is really needed at this stage, I feel. Because I was born in a family of 5 children, and I remember we didn't have a TV. We all helped our mother with every day-to-day household work. And my family was the greatest strength for me when I came out for my college and stayed here in the hostel. Now, are our children having that confidence? I don't see anyone. They are all with the mobile, very busy with the mobile. Things has to be changed. Drying and pegging the clothes, filling up the water bottles, and packing the lunch bag, watering the plants, cutting the vegetables and peeling of fruits in the leg. This helped me very good. Opening the grocery packets every month when I get and filling it in the container, respective container. I used to write the name and she fills it up. Cleaning small vessels. We all have made for everything nowadays. Okay, we are all running, but have some time for them to do. Small vessels, their lunch bags, their lunch boxes, that will give them more responsibility, I feel so. Schooling and peer interaction. My child is 9 years old now. Do you believe she is in her 6th school now? That is the scenario. At every stages in her life, when she is developing to the next stage, the school is unable to help. I should be happy that she is getting developed. Fine. Few schools, these special children are put up together in a resource room only throughout the day, and they are not allowed for mainstream interaction. At few schools, they are being brought to interact with the mainstream student once or twice in a week for play. Public schools and very few small schools which allow interaction, and that helps our children a lot, lacks in special educators. Once a child enters into the learning stage, these schools are unable to help us. The child gets stagnant. There are few other schools where the children are put together at the corner of the class. Shadow teacher, paid by the parents, will be doing their own activities. The class teacher has no idea of what the child does, but they call this as inclusion. No, this is just an integration, or sometimes it is segregation. We don't want this. We just need inclusion. Please include the children in every part of the class, every activity. This goes good until your child is very safe in this group. Once the child develops and wanted to interact with the mainstream, within the class with the other group of the children, problem arises. That happens to my child now. She's in that stage. The child is affected very psychologically. An invisible wall is built inside the classroom. The child thinks, thousands of questions in her mind. Child thinks, my mind is asking me to go there and interact with it. But why are they holding me and putting me here? Am I supposed to be here or there? Why? This results in throwing tantrums. Then, when we encounter the professionals, they say, this child has developed behavioral issues, put them in the resource room and give them OT. When we ask them, they say this, the gates are always open. You can walk out of the school anytime. Even the registered inclusive schools, which are being funded explicitly to take care of our kids, have given this irresponsible answers. The journey is going on still in a school. Social interaction. This is a very, very big challenge for a child. My child gets excited when she goes to the park. She jumps, she does whatever she wants. She roams around. This restricts others to interact with the child. Especially the parents don't allow their children to mingle with our children. But I used to expose her continuously. Every day for 2 to 3 hours, I used to take her to the park and make her to roam around. This has to be habituated. Once this is done very continuously, they will get settled down. At some point of time, I used to inform them, please observe your surroundings. And they will get used to that particular place. One more thing is, she's very afraid of crowd and standing in a queue. That's like a dream. So for one complete year, I took her to the crowded temples. We went to almost many of the crowded temples in Tamil Nadu. Don't know why. I don't go to temples mostly to worship God, just to see the sculptures and for travel purpose. I like it. But to get her practice in the crowd, I used to take it. It was very, 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 very bitter experience. Everyone's eye will be on us studying. Never mind. We never minded. Gradually we increased the time of queue. Now she's fair enough to stand in some queue and has got that tolerance. Please work on building their confidence. This is what I have learned. I've heard, even in my age, I have crossed this level just by getting that confidence. One of my mentors used to say, build the confidence of a chair. A chair can stand by its 4 legs means you have to build that chairs of confidence within your children. That will help them to learn even the things that they don't know. Appreciate them for the good job. We continuously keep on saying, do this, do that, do this. Are we continuously appreciating them for the work? Please take a time and think about it. And motivate them that they can do better. Focus on the strengths. Once they are able to do what they know, they move forward. My child swims really good now. A person, a normal child, learns swimming in maybe 20 to 30 days, but our children takes months. Never mind. Once they are learned, there is no undoing their life. Continuity is the key. They have very high energy. Channelize it in the right way. Handling non-routine situations. The toughest one. They are very used to the routine things. But that we can't expect everywhere. So these are some things that I have followed and that has worked really good. Prior taking her to any place, spend 10 to 15 minutes of time and talk to the child about that. Where are we going to go? If possible, show some photos that we are going to do this and we are going to do this. For example, if we go to a hotel, I inform her, we are going to go to this hotel. You can see the name board on the mobile. And we are going to have food there. On the way, we ask her, what does she need to have? Once we reach the hotel, we ask her to order. Initially, we started with ordering her food alone. She used to say, I want dosa, wherever she goes. Later on, she has developed the skill to order for the entire family now. And they won't ask for sambar, chutney. We have to ask for them. That also we have went to a small hotel and every day she'll go there and ask and she has got practiced of Anna give me sambar. Now she is in a position that she can ask her needs. And once we are back home, This is very important that I felt, and we did it, and it worked out really good. It did miracles. Once you're back home, please talk about where you have gone, what you have did there. Most of the parents we would have been doing that. For 7 years of stage, she wasn't open up. I don't know what is happening inside the school and during my absence. Then every night I used to put her in my lap and I used to ask her, dear, what happened today? What was your day? How was your day today? She didn't open up. She will not open up. They won't open up at the first time. As months passed, she started saying, so and so things happened. One day she said, this girl begged me. She pinched me. She started saying what are the things that is happening. So this will help us to understand in our absence what's happening. If possible, make it written in a diary. That will help a lot. To conclude, though the initial journey was very tiresome, we have learned a lot from her, and we have broken that unusual routine and have learned to understand our own interests and the areas of interest. They are very pure souls to be cherished. Everyone goes along the rat race. Only through her will learn that new dimension of our life. Thank you.